Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good morning and welcome back to Fishing. So it is the day after Easter and we are driving en route to Spot. I've got all day to fish today and I will if I can. Weather's a little bit dicey. We got some wind. It's 40 degrees now, so it's warm-ish, but a little balmy. And I'm hoping to bring the kayak out. We'll see how that goes. The wind's going to be the biggest factor. I don't mind the cold because I'm got some layers on. I got the dry suit. But ultimately, it's really going to come down to what the wind looks like. And I'm not going super far from where I'm staying right now. So really, it's one of two spots. But I don't foresee myself doing a ton of lake trout jigging today just because if I'm in the middle of the lake where it's deeper, I'm going to be pretty exposed. So really the target's going to be smallmouth bass, maybe largemouth, maybe some trout that are starting to push up in the shallows. We'll see. And my objective is to try and get a full quote-unquote 5-fish bag. Like that would be my #1 goal, which I don't think I'll have too much trouble doing if I can legitimately get in the water. I almost did that yesterday fishing from shore. Definitely check that out if you didn't. Got on some solid fish, which brings me to my second objective, which is to try and get one smallmouth bass, if that's what I pursue. That's 20 inches. That would be my second objective. And then my third and most ambitious objective, and I've never done this before, is I want to try and get a 20-pound bag of bass of any kind, large or smallmouth, which if you do the math, that averages about 4 pounds of fish. Never done that, like I've said. I've done 16, 17, 18-pound bags, predominantly smallmouths, but never a 20. So I don't know why, just something to make this a little more interesting. We'll see how we do on all three of those fronts. And if this thing goes like I think it will, we'll self-assess at the end. So stay tuned for that, because you know what we're about to do, as always, get some fishing accomplished. Okay, finally on the water. I'm definitely getting that this is going to be more of a bass day with this wind, but definitely fishable from inshore. But I probably don't want to be hanging out in the middle of this lake too much. So we're going to try along the shorelines, get to where I think there should be some fish, and when we get there, we'll bring it back in. All right, so we got some wind, so I'm going to stay close to shore for the time being. If it doesn't get much worse than this, I'll consider crossing the lake, as I do think the other side of the lake is a bit more productive. But there's definitely fish over here too, so we're just going to cruise along the shallows, anywhere from like 5 to 12 feet of water. And we'll start with this little Kayak Fat Impact shad, though I might switch to an easy shiner. This is just what I had tied on right now, and let's see if we can get on some action. All right, here we go. It's been a while since I fished anything like this from the kayak, so let's see how rusty we are. But yeah, those fish should be all over this shoreline if we were getting them yesterday. Fishing very light tackle, just a little baby ugly stick and a tiny little pen reel. I couldn't even tell you what it is. I got it years ago, but this has definitely been a fun setup for this style of fishing. Ultra light. None of these fish get super huge, but sometimes you'll be surprised. I'm just casting it out and just slowly twitching it, jigging it along the bottom until someone hungry jumps on. Okay, we're upsizing to a 3.5-inch Kayak Easy Shiner just to give it a little bit more visibility. I'm gonna try this. I really don't want to throw the X-Wrap if I don't have to. I'm not a huge fan of those tiny little treble hooks in the kayak on a day like today, but if this won't make it work, which it really should, we'll change things up. So let's give this an honest effort, and then we'll play it from there. Fish on. Better late than never. Love them on this light tackle, that's for sure. Hopefully we're getting this, because, ooh.
Battery was low. Feels nice. Don't think he's huge. It's nice. Oh, nice fish, nice fish. Let's get a net on this one. Yes, yes. Let's get a net. No, he didn't like that. Oh, that might be pushing 4. I don't think he's gonna make 4 though. Whew. That's a nice start to the day. I know this fish wouldn't make 4, but it'd probably make 3 at least, so I'm just gonna call him 3. All right, first fish of the day. Say 3-pounder, not a 4. I'm not weighing them unless I know they're 4 for sure, but pretty. Let's get them back. Okay, finally broke the skunk. Got a nice little 3-pound smallmouth. Probably in the neighborhood of 8 or 9 feet of water. Just jigging this little Kayak. And yeah, that's our first fish in the bag. The metaphorical bag. I didn't weigh him, but I'd probably eyeball it at about 3 pounds. Anything that's really close to 4, I'll actually take the time to weigh. But what I'll do is I'll break out the measuring ruler behind me once we got something a bit bigger. Anything that's over 18 or 19 inches will weigh, just to be a little bit more official. But again, unless it's like probably 4 pounds, I'm not weighing it, because we want, oh wow, 2 for 2. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, nice fish, nice fish. That one might get a scale. Oh man, when you're on them, oh yeah. Let's keep his head down. That one will weigh. That one will weigh. Whew. Couldn't even finish what I was saying, but this one will break the scale out for if he's over 19 inches. He's definitely a little bigger than the last one. Chunky guy. So ruler, if he's over 19, we'll weigh him. If not, let's throw him right back. It's like about the same as the last one, probably. About 18 inches, if you can see. Another 3-pounder. 2 casts, 2 fish. Another solid 3-pound smallmouth. Very healthy. Let's get him back. But yeah, pretty fish. Okay, that fish, I thought he was gonna be a little bigger, but he's about the same as the last one. Another, let's call him 3 pounds, 18 inches. Let's see if we can go 3 casts, 3 fish. But our bag is doing pretty well right now. Number 1 goal is to get first 5 legal size fish, not for keeps, but just for, like, you know, fake tournament. And we're well on our way. It's early. We've barely been out here an hour, and I think we're finally starting to get on a good pattern. But who knows, maybe I'm completely wrong about that assessment. Right under the boat, right under the boat. Another nice one. Oh my God, these fish, I thought I was stuck. Right under the boat. Stay down, stay down, stay down. Stay down. Oh my God, these fish. Yes, sir. Another solid tanker. It's maybe a 17, 18 incher. So much fun. I'm gonna say 3 pounds again. It's not 4, but he'll go 3. three, 2.5, 3. All right, just got fish number 3. I'd say that one was probably hovering between 2.5 and 3 pounds. So that fish hit very close to the boat too. I thought I was stuck, but that just goes to show these fish are aggressive. As long as you're not making a ton of noise and, you know, shouting and stuff, these fish will hit pretty close to the boat, even in fairly shallow water. I feel like my Kayak's kind of getting beat up, getting a little warped. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, it's one of the downsides of these lures is that they'll get a little beat up and start sliding down the hook after a couple catches, but we're gonna try and get the most out of this thing. Got him. Number 4 if we can get him. Let's see how we're looking. Feels good, as they all do. There he goes. Now he knows he's hooked. Digging. Staying deep. He's nice. He's not big. Not huge, I should say. One and a half pounder. All right, pound and a half. Not a monster, but pretty. Okay. That was a bite. Let's drop back down real quick. Got him that time. Got him that time. Probably the same. That's a better one. That'll replace our 1 pounder. Solid 2. Pounder, I'd say. 8 pound and a half. Just got another one, a little bigger than our smallest, so that ups our bag by about a half pound. So we're at 11 and a half pounds right now of our best 5 of 6, but we can still do better. So let's keep pushing along against the wind. Little guy. I think he's little. Maybe not. Maybe not. Sorry, didn't mean to insult you, fish. It's a little shallower. Yeah, that's a replacement. That'll go 2 pounds. Didn't mean to insult you by saying you were small. At least 2. That might be a 3 pounder. I think he's a 2 pounder. That's a proper 2 pound fish. Healthy, healthy fish. Wind is definitely picking up. Not for the faint of heart, but like I said, this is not my first rodeo, so let's keep pushing through it. Hopefully it gets some more action. little guy. No change of score, but happy to get on the action. Little pounder. Little guys. Thinks he's big, but he's not. Chunky. Just inhaled this thing. Little piglet. All right, just got another one. Bite is getting a little tougher. I don't think it's because the fish aren't biting. It's just very hard for me to really fish these conditions. If I had more time off here, I would probably just fish today from shore, but this is what I got, so I'm working it. And again, I am not a noob to these kind of conditions. Fish much worse, but it's about as bad as I'd like to fish in freshwater. But all these fish are coming in the Kayak. If it were a little calmer out, I'd try the X wrap or the shadow wrap or whatever, but it just wouldn't be the effective kind of conditions to fish it. So just working this little Kayak along the bottom, just giving it little twitches, bouncing it off the bottom. And if I feel any kind of grab or extra weight, just give it a hot second. Know that you'll feel it in the fish's mouth, and then just set the hook. That's all there is to it. It's pretty simple. Not unlike, you know, blackfish fishing or fluke fishing if you do salt. But again, not trying to yank the lure right out of their mouths. Well, let's see if we can finish with one or two more fish before we start to head back and decide our next move. Okay, it's been a while, but if you've been following the channel for a while, maybe you've been asking the question, what about the seltzer reviews? Well, fear not, we're back on it today. Today we have a Wegmans exclusive ginger seltzer, so let's dive in. Oh yeah, got those minty ginger notes. Let's take a sip. Oh, that'll do very nicely, very nicely. So I'm gonna use that as a palate cleanse as we're potentially getting ready to turn around and head back to launch. If it weren't so nasty, I'd fish for like another 2 or 3 hours, but it's only gonna get worse in terms of rain. So maybe I'll call it early in the boat and then fish from shore, I don't know. But let's eat this sandwich and then we'll decide what we're gonna do. Got him. Just was about to give up on this lure. A lot of small fish, but sure. Healthy little guy. Okay, now the fun part. We've went about as far as I want to go today. So we're gonna start fishing our way back. Got the wind on our back, so it's basically just a drift all the way back to the launch. Generally, this means I'm not gonna be as thorough going back, but I should be able to pick up at least 1 or 2 fish if I, you know, play my cards right. It's not looking so good for that 20-pound bag, but you know what? It's not over yet. And I might take a few casts from shore where I was yesterday just to see if we can seal the deal. But at least we hit the full 5 fish limit, bag limit. And even if we came up a little short, we had some fun. When we get a little less wind, this will be a lot more enjoyable for sure. But let's see if we can finish strong.
Yeah, so as I hinted, as I turned around, I had the wind at my back, and it basically pushed me to launch, and it just got windier and windier, and a little difficult to steer the boat when the wind is pushing you. Additionally, you're kind of forced to fish the lure a little bit faster because you're constantly getting pushed towards your lure when you do this. And the name of the game, really, if I've made it clear, is really just taking your time and moving slow.
The thermometer on my fish finder doesn't work, but this water couldn't have been much warmer than like the mid to upper 40s. It was still quite chilly, and it snowed several times while I was up there. This was the first time I took the kayak out. I really, as I said, wanted to get it out, but I probably would have been better served if I fished from shore on this particular day. So I had a good time. Unfortunately, the better fish came early, so it seemed like everything after that was small, but I didn't catch anything on my way back to the drift. So I promise you at least one more kayak fishing video for this particular session, and that'll come soon. So let's get to that outro. Okay, so I think that's going to do it. Definitely started off as a pretty good session. We got into a solid bite, not hot, but consistent. But something happened, you know, within like 2 hours of fishing, and it just took a nosedive. The wind obviously didn't make things easier. I would have liked to have gone somewhere a little bit different, but I didn't want to cross the lake with the wind the way it was, and it was probably a good idea that I didn't. So whatever. Got 8 or 9 fish, I think, and missed a few bites. Hit the bag limit we wanted, but we didn't get the size or the weight we wanted. But I got a few more days up here, so I might even try it again tomorrow, hopefully somewhere a little different, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Regardless, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. We'll catch you in the water next time. Goodbye from Fishin'.